Hello, it's Davey Mooney coming to you from the University of North Texas, where I run the jazz guitar program. I'm a Benedetto artist, Sunnyside Records. Got the Word, Way Back, and 4 more records you can check out of my original stuff. I've got 3 Mel Bay books, including the newest one, How to Achieve Great Jazz Phrasing. And let's see, it's early February here at the University of North Texas. I'm getting ready to go up and play at Smalls Jazz Club on February 26th in New York. Excited about that, and we're just chugging along in the semester. But that's not really what I want to talk to you all about today. I want to talk about the great Jimmy Webb song, Wichita Lineman. And it's become sort of a jazz standard. It's definitely a pop standard and a country standard. But I feel like people have started to play it a lot more in a jazz context in the last few years. I actually first kind of became aware of this tune through Ben Monder playing it live in New York on gigs. I think I saw him do it a few times, and then the word just sort of got out that this was a song that people are playing. And Jimmy Webb tunes have been they have that sort of crossover appeal, like from pop and country and jazz, because they're very harmonically sophisticated. And like for instance, I know on Beyond the Missouri Sky, that Pat Metheny record, he did The Moon's a Harsh Mistress, which is another beautiful one, Jimmy Webb song. And of course, this song is made famous by Glenn Campbell, who was very much a great singer and guitarist. And there's videos on YouTube of him really shredding on Indiana, Donna Lee. So he could really play the guitar and could sing great. And this song is really special for a number of reasons, and you can go on the internet and it's been dissected by a million people, I'm sure. Rick Beato has the interview with Jimmy Webb talking about it, etc., etc. I find it really challenging, and I played it the other night at my gig that I do every now and then at Pascal Bar in Denton. And again, it just it's tricky, y'all. It's so deceptive. So anyway, it's and the form of this tune. I'm trying to get better about saying the number of bars in these songs I talk about. Somehow I seem to forget that because they're just sort of like internalized in my head about how they go. But this one I think is 17 bars, y'all, when you get to the actual sort of melody part of it. And I was watching, I know it's on, there's a record, 1968 Glenn Campbell record called Wichita Lineman, but there's this great video on YouTube of him playing it on the Smothers Brothers show in 1968. It's just really great, and he's got the 6-string bass, what is that, the Dan Electro, where he can go, he can play that melody down low, like he doesn't have a 7-string guitar, obviously, but it's that 6-string bass that I think must be the same one Joe Pass used, I'm assuming, on the Catch Me, where he plays the song Catch Me on the 6-string bass, and Mood Indigo. Anyway, just to get kind of into it, it has this intro, kind of F, and it's a string arrangement to maybe G minor or C7. Then you have B flat major, like kind of F over A, or maybe F2 over A. And then like G minor, C7 sus, or just a C7 sus. And that's kind of a 3-bar phrase right off the bat, right? I am a lineman for the county, and I run the main road. Then you have D minor, A minor, and this is the part that's really hard for me. Then like a G major, or like a G2, but so the first few chords, you're definitely in the key of F major, and they're all diatonic chords to F, right? B flat, the 4 chord, kind of the 1 chord in first inversion, or some kind of 3 chord, 2, 5, or maybe just 5 sus. Then you get 6, 3, covered like most of the chords in F major, and then this G major chord comes out of the blue. Plus the melody has, so very interesting, And all of a sudden we're in D major with just a very abrupt, and it can be abrupt when you're improvising too. And then, so that's like a 7-bar phrase, really, or a 3-bar phrase plus a 4-bar phrase. Then you have like a C. I think on the record, it sounds like they're playing this kind of voicing, like it's just a C, C2 kind of thing. But I kind of think of it as a C, major 7, sharp 11, or maybe like a D triad over C. Then like a G over B, and then like a B flat 6, or maybe even like a, you want to make it jazzier, you could say like B flat major 7 sharp 5, back to D, maybe D over A. And they usually just, they let that chord hang for like 2 bars on the studio versions and the Glenn Campbell versions of like, you know, a D over A. I kind of like to make it, after the first bar, I kind of make it an A minor 7. I don't know, a bit of, I don't know, that's what I do, y'all. I don't know if that's okay or not, but I've found so many examples of jazz musicians changing the chords around of famous tunes that I feel like I could get away with it once. So from the second, well, I guess it's really the third phrase, or from the C major 7 chord. So you've gone da 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 da, C major 7, maybe sharp 11, G over B, B flat major, or major 7 sharp 5, D over A, I play an A minor, then B flat major, C7 sus. That happens twice in the second verse. So yeah, the chorus itself that you would improvise on probably as a jazz musician, you've got B flat major, F over A, G minor C7 or sus, D minor, A minor, G2, D. That's 7 bars right there. C major, G over B, B flat major 7 sharp 5, Wichita Lineman, D over A. Let that hang, or play A minor like me. B flat major 7 to C sus twice. Then they have like, you know, the 6-string bass melody. They don't really have a solo section, but man, I try to play on that. And so, like I said, the trick is, you know, the first bit, you're in F major, right? And you can play, you know, diatonically in F, or, you know, try to arpeggiate each chord. It's hard for me here not to go when it goes sort of G minor C7 or C7 sus. I kind of sometimes want to imply a little bit of a 5-1 to the D minor in the 4th bar, so whether in my improvising, I wouldn't do that if I were copying chords, but just kind of like, so B flat major 7, A minor, and then the trick of this whole song for me is going from trying to going D minor, A minor, and then the G2 to D major. And, you know, my head tells me that there's like a chord scale that should work over that G2 to D major, G to D thing. But my heart knows that, and my ear knows that it's kind of more of like a country-fried chord progression, and you maybe want to think more about pentatonics and things like that. So I've found that the thing that works the best for me is to really kind of lean into like a B minor pentatonic, kind of major bluesy vibe for the G and the D major. So bars, what is that, 6 and 7, I'm sorry, 5, 6, and 7 of the form. So I got my D minor. then I can kind of get back to my jazzy, chord scaly vibes. Incidentally, this tune reminds me a lot of Bright Side's Life. I think Matheny was definitely, I know there's a lot of James Taylor vibes in the Matheny stuff, but there's definitely some Bright Side's Life stuff, especially the second half of the form. But anyway, so see if I can do this in context. That made sense. I was trying to just really lean into the when it gets to the G, you know, B minor pentatonic, bluesy. And then the next part, C major, C Lydian. And it's even like I'm kind of playing the same notes, but it just has a different feel. I can channel more of like I said, like a Bright Side's Life sort of Matheny, which again is also pentatonic, but I feel like the chord scale way of thinking about things makes a lot more sense. Especially because you get that G over B, and then the B flat can definitely be like a melodic minor kind of thing, G melodic minor if you want it to be. Back in D major. I play A minor there. And then you're back in F major, key center. We have B flat Lydian, C mixer Lydian. Sometimes one other thing that I'll do when I'm playing on it to just give it a little, because I like the diatonic thing and the country thing and that abrupt modulation from sort of F key signature to D key signature with a little, 4-1 out of nowhere in the key of D, right? G, D. But I also like to smuggle in my, I don't know what it is, y'all. It's hard for me. I was telling a student earlier, it's hard for me to go too long without going something that sounds like, I don't know, Joe Pass circa 1964. But so on the last bit, sometimes I'll sort of make that B flat major 7 to C7. I'll sort of smuggle in some like D harmonic minor vibes a little bit, like maybe a C sharp. It's a really, really beautiful tune. There's kind of a cool version of REM playing this at a sound check too on YouTube that I saw. I don't know if that was like a B-side on one of their singles, but I think they would sound check with it at some point on some tour. But yeah, man, one of the great songs, country songs, pop songs, and now trying to make it a jazz standard. It's challenging, but it's beautiful. So I'm gonna play a little bit on it and hope you dig it. Wichita Lineman.